How's it going there, guys? Bringing you a gameplay against Kevin here from Twitter, I believe. And if you want to let me know your channel, man, just leave it in the comment section and I'll add it in the video description. So it was a pretty fun game, very close. It was sort of like, it's one of those games where it was really close throughout. Like, we're constantly trying to predict each other. Like, each side had really big threats to the other side, so it was a really intense sort of game. But really, I'm looking out for the Venomoth and the Talonflame to be big threats, obviously. And if Venomoth passes off any kind of quiver dances to, like, Nidoking or even, like, T-Tar or something if it's got special attacks, then I'm in a whole world of trouble. Here's Nidoking. I lead off with my Trevenant because it seemed like a good lead. I don't know, maybe I was expecting Excadrill, but... Yep, gonna switch out, go into my Mandibuzz because... It's kind of awkward because Nidoking is normally like a Life Orb special attacker, and it has like every move under the sun, so something has to take damage. Like, I couldn't switch into Bastiodon because it would take like an Earth Power straight after, so I thought the best option was to go to Mandibuzz, then go to Heliolisk, and that way I can at least threaten it out next turn. I take some damage, but to me, that was the easiest way of getting rid of that Nidoking, so... Anyways, gonna go into his Tyranitar and Mega Revolve into that big Mega T-Tar! Love that little pattern on the front there. Like a weird, evil voodoo mask. Front armor thing. And actually, Mega T-Tar's got some pretty decent bulk, so it's taking these surfs pretty well. And, you know, thank the gods he doesn't go for an attacking move there. Decides instead to get up the rocks, either predicting a switch or figuring it's good for Volcarona, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty, you know, Heliolisk is not looking good here, but I do want to preserve this thing. Now that the sand is, you know, it's got no way of coming back again, after the 4 or 5 turns, whatever, I can basically go to Mandibuzz and I don't take any damage from Sandstorm or whatever because of Overcoat, which is a really nice ability. They actually buffed it this gen because you cannot get hit by, like, any Spore attacks either. Stun Spore, Sleep Powder, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Goes for the... well, I go for Defog, and even though it bounces back, Defog actually sort of clears both sides of the battlefield in terms of, like, hazards, so... Even though it keeps the screens up, you know, at least I get rid of the rocks, which is nice. Roost up as the Venomoth comes in. Now this thing... There's a reason this is one of my favourite Pokemon. Venomoth is a threat. Most bug, flying, / bug poison types are pretty terrible in general, let's be honest. Venomoth is something you do not want to mess with though. And here's an interesting little thing, right? So one of Venomoth's abilities is called Wonder Skin, which 50% of the time it'll block any kind of status moves or like non-attacking utility moves like T-Wave or Taunt, so he actually has a chance to not get taunted by my Mandibuzz, which I didn't even realise was a possibility, but you know, it turns out I just got really lucky there, taunted it, prevented it from baton passing out. I do still have Bastiodon, but I mean, if he passed off to Espeon, that wouldn't be too great for me. I'd have to rely on Lipard. Go back to Bastiodon here. I am within a range where I can get back up to Sturdy again, which is absolutely perfect. Baton passes out into the Excadrill. Praise the Lord, you know, that sand still isn't there. I don't know if Excadrill normally carries... I think it gets Sand Rush, doesn't it? It gets like Sand Rush and Sand Force. But I guess either one of them is going to be bad news for my team. Because Excadrill is naturally fast anyway. So this turn goes for an SD on my Metal Burst again. That was a good play. I sort of over-predicted there. And this is not looking good. Either way, I have to take some damage on Bastiodon. I should have gone for Roar on this turn, predicting the Rock Slide. That was a good play just to break more Sturdy, but... essentially now, something has to die. +2 Excadrill is not something that I want to be dealing with right now. And I need Bastiodon, yes, I do need it. It will definitely come in handy for Talonflame. This thing will not be handy for any of his team left. Nidoking destroys it, Talonflame destroys it. Espeon... I could take Espeon. Most things destroy it, put it that way. Go to Heliolisk because I'm Scarfed, and I can just go straight for that Surf. I'm not going to mess around with a +2 Excadrill. Goes to Espeon, that's fine. I can now switch out, go back into my Bastiodon. I think we find out its only attacking move is Psyshock. And apart from that, it's just Dual Screens and Baton Pass, so... yeah, that's fair enough. I guess it's Light Clay as well. That would make sense. But this turn, I think I go for the Roar, predicting either a Baton Pass or I just... I don't know, man. I mean, like, roaring on an Espeon, it gets bounced back, but I saw it as sort of an opportunity as well, like... because either he switched himself, or I would go into something knowing that he's staying in, if that makes any sense. But yep, go to Mandibuzz as he Baton Passes out, and I think I predict the Baton Pass here and go for a Defog, just because I didn't want the screens to be there. So this thing comes in. Mandibuzz is actually my best thing to take on Talonflame. I have Rocky Helmet, and I have, you know, pretty decent physical bulk. Everyone knows Mandibuzz is a bit of a beast. Got the Roost, got all that good stuff, and the Venomoth is going to come in here. This is a problem, yes. As we saw before, he has the chance to dodge my Taunt, and in which case he'd go to, I don't know, Baton Pass out to whatever, or start doing some good damage to my team. And I don't have Whirlwind. I have Taunt, Foul Play, Roost, and Defog, so... do get the lucky Taunt again. That was excellent. You know, still standing on that good 25% chance there, because Mandibuzz is a beast. Goes into... well, actually, I'll just go to Volcarona to take whatever kind of hit this thing's going to deal out. Because, like, if it's Quiver Dance, Baton Pass, I think the other move is Sleep Powder, we find out at some point, then really, there's nothing it can do to Volcarona anyway, so... goes into the Talonflame. I am going to go for the Psychic, because it hits either this or the Venomoth in case he decides to stay in. Psychic just seemed like a pretty good coverage move. I don't know what people normally run on Volcarona, probably Roost or something, but... go back to Mandibuzz, take the Brave Bird because I do not want to lose Volcarona. No sir. And actually that's within the range where he dies to Rocky Helmet plus the Brave Bird recoil, so... that was the main threat to Volcarona gone, because now I can hopefully set up with Volcarona and try and sweep his team. Because T-Tar's dead, which could easily take a couple of hits, or one hit at least. Talonflame's dead, and I think after a Quiver Dance I will actually outspeed the whole of his team, so... sweet! Good stuff. Shiny Venomoth doing the work. Venomoth? Lol what? Volcarona. Go for the Quiver Dance. I can take a couple of Earth Powers by the looks of it with the Special Defense boost, and obviously I'm part Bug, so it's neutral damage. And I think at this point he decides to run because it was essentially just Volcarona sweep from there. But lucky for you guys, Gen 6 added a new feature where you can have a mock battle against a team you've already faced in the versus recorder, so here's what would have happened. Go for Psychic on the Nidoking. In comes the random time shift there as the Excadrill comes in and I magically go back to full health. Dodge the Rock Slide. Go for the Fiery Dance. And I think... I couldn't be asked recording the other two. I think it was Espeon and something else, but... you get the idea. Volcarona does work. I love Volcarona. Great Pokemon. So that was a great game, man. I thought it... yeah, I mean, all the way through it was a pretty close game in terms of, like, predictions and stuff. And I feel bad for the Venomoth thing, because I didn't even realise that Wonder Skin actually blocked Taunt, so... like I said, if it did manage to stop my Mandibuzz from taunting it, Venomoth and whatever it Baton Passed out to would have been a huge problem. Nidoking especially, so... hope you all enjoyed, and oh, by the way, thank you guys so much for 50k subscribers. I am very, very grateful for all the support you guys have been giving me, all the likes, all the subscriptions, all the Twitter follows, and all that good stuff. It's brilliant, I love it. I will try and do a special at some point. Don't have any ideas in particular, but I will definitely try something. But with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.